Well, why? Well, it does that. Do you want to like do state of dev or something?
We can do a little jump around the schedule. That's illegal. We can do a little bit of state of dev.
We can do that. We can do whatever we want, man.
Oh wow, it's our show. Holy shit. Yeah, state of dev is that. Let's see. What was the last thing I talked about in state of dev? Was that we're currently. We announced that we are doing update 7 this year. We're gonna release it sometime in November. It's not gonna be this week, obviously.
Wow, it's November now.
Yeah, it is November now. So I'm kind of surprised that most people haven't like jumped on the bandwagon or like, where's the update? But as you may have noticed, it's not this week. And it's probably going to be one of those where, similar to how we did with update 6, where it's going to be like last second sort of when we say, I guess, we give you news. Because it's sort of up in the air.
It's just it's out now!
That would be funny though.
Yeah.
If it's just like... No, it's not going to be end of November. It's going to be... Because the idea is that we want to finish up both early access and experimental this year. Which means that early access has to come out sometime in December. And there aren't that many days.
In December. We all know there's only 4 days in December.
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
On the first day of Christmas.
The calendar's kind of wacky like that.
Yeah. November, but which year? No, I said this year. I'm very aware of that whenever I make these videos now to specify the year. So I did say this year.
Because that's when all the comedians come out, right?
Yes.
They're like, oh, you mean 2023? Oh, very funny.
Mm-hmm. 2027.
Never heard that one before.
Yeah.
November has 4 days, 1 day per week. Nice. That's how that works.
So we will let you guys know like maybe a week or so in advance, maybe depending on how things are going for us, because things are going kind of up and like things are fluctuating a bit. Also, like what goes into the game and whatnot is also fluctuating a little bit. Like I made that video last week or the week before, where I talked about like there's conveyor belts, Sealy conveyor belts coming, and like the other stuff. I talked about the coupon changes. We talked about it on a stream last week, but was it last week I made that video? No, it was the week before. Anyways, so
I don't remember what I had for breakfast, dude.
Dude, I don't remember what I'm doing here even. So there's probably a few more things coming that we will give you guys posted out. We probably won't post a video this week, but there might be one next week, or there probably will be one next week with more info on what we're working on.
It's gonna be a good one.
It's gonna be a good one. All right.
Yeah, I saw it. It's the best video we've ever made.
I
saw it.
I think I'm gonna do a real quick state of dev again, just in case people missed it. So it's gonna be super confusing if you're checking the VOD. But yeah, real quick state of dev again, because this is the original. We had so many technical difficulties today, so we got a bit delayed in the stream in general. But essentially, the state of dev is that we are, if you haven't seen the video I put out 2 weeks ago, check it out. I highlight some of the stuff that's coming in update 7. And I mentioned in the video that we are releasing this update this side of the year. So we are going to release it in November, and it is November now. So it is coming very soon. It's probably not going to be it's not going to be this week, obviously. But it's probably going to be very soon-ish. We might have to say pretty last second when the update is available, because things are fluctuating a lot. We are going back and forth on a lot of decisions. We're sort of in some cases we're thinking do we cut back on this feature maybe and include it in this update, or do we wait until next time we do any updates, if we do any updates, or do we release along the way? There's a bunch of stuff going on right now, and we're just trying to fit in as much as we can into this update. So things are fluctuating a lot. That's why it's kind of hard to say, what's going to make it in for this update. I did make that video and I sort of went through some of the things that we know are going to make it in, some of the things that are done at this point. So we are working really hard on that. And there's a couple more things that I think there's going to be two more things in the update that I didn't talk about in the video, actually. If we're lucky. If we make it in. There's like some kind of like... yeah, I'll talk about it. But we probably won't be releasing a video this week. We'll probably release a video next week, giving you a better state of dev, because I think next week we'll have a better understanding of what we're doing. Because right now we have no clue what we're doing. We're kind of fumbling in the dark a little bit. It's for experimental, yeah. So same deal as usual. We plan to release experimental in November, and then once that's out, we're just gonna try and stabilize that as quickly as we can, and then we'll release it on early access. And you know, November is the goal for experimental, and then as soon as we can, we'll get it up for early access. So early access will probably happen sometime in December. Is the current plan, at least. So that's real quick state of dev. And I also don't have any news on overclocking. We were actually gonna give an update on overclocking, but we actually like changed our minds again. So the only thing I can say for sure is that we are gonna make some kind of change to overclocking in update 7. But as to like what exactly that change is fluctuating like crazy right now. Shut up, Yuri. So there is going to be some kind of change with overclocking, but we're not 100% sure how big of a change it's going to be. We've announced that we are changing how overclocking works for power generators. So power generators will the production rate will match the burn rate. Right now, the burn rate is linear, but the outputting of the generators aren't. And we're also changing how much water nuclear power plants will be using. We're probably going to change it from 300 to 240, so you can overclock them. And yeah, I think next week we're going to give a better state of things as to what is going to make it in. If there's anything else. But I think the biggest question on everyone's mind really is like what we're doing with overclocking, whether we may change it or not. And right now we don't know because we're going back and forth a lot. We were actually, so fun fact, we were actually gonna like announce today sort of what we were gonna do with overclocking, or this week at least. But then we changed our minds, and now it's like, it doesn't feel good to announce it this week anymore. So yeah, just bear with us for a little bit. It is it is a little bit circumstantial with this update in particular.